Hello viewers, welcome to my page. I would like us to discuss a very sensitive social issue, which is the need to shift from equality to equity in the fight for women's rights and gender justice. The topic under discussion is from equality to equity, shifting the paradigm in the pursuit of women's rights and gender justice. The fight for women's rights and gender justice isn't a battle of today. It has been a battle for ages. Blau and Khan attested in one of their writings in 2017 that despite the progress made towards achieving equality, women and the marginalized group continue to face significant barriers in their pursuit of justice. To achieve true gender justice, I guess it's time to shift the paradigm from equality to equity. This need recognizing that different groups have unique needs and require varying levels of support. The concept of equity acknowledges that equality is not always just, and that different groups may require different treatment to achieve equal outcomes. The concept of equality has been ineffective in addressing gender justice and women's rights. An example is the Equal Pay Act of 1963, which was aimed to eliminate the wage gap between men and women, but it failed to address the systematic barriers that prevent women from achieving equal pay. The concept of equality assumes that all individuals start from the same place and have equal access to resources and opportunities. However, this assumption is not grounded in reality. In reality, women and the marginalized communities have faced centuries of systematic oppression, which has resulted in significant disparities in wealth, education, and employment opportunities. Lord also cited in 1984 that to acknowledge and address these systematic inequalities, we need equity. Equity is not about treating everyone the same, but about treating everyone justly. This requires us to consider the historical and systematic inequalities faced by the marginalized communities and to provide them with the support and the resources they need to achieve equal outcomes. Example in Equity in Action, which was cited by Crosby in 2004, is the affirmative action policies. These policies provide preferential treatment to marginalized communities in education and employment, acknowledging the historical and systematic inequalities they have faced. Another example of equity in action is the concept of restorative justice by Davis in his writings in 2016. Restorative justice acknowledges the harm that has been caused to marginalized communities and seeks to repair that harm through reparation, apologies, and other forms of redress. This approach recognizes that justice is not about punishing those who have been committed harm, but also about repairing the harm that has been caused. Lord also made another statement in 1984 that individuals can also apply the equity framework in their own lives by recognizing and addressing the ways in which they may be perpetuating systematic inequalities. Conclude, the pursuit of women's rights and gender justice requires a fundamental transformation of our social and economic systems, as well as a commitment to addressing the systematic inequalities that has been perpetuated for centuries.